my niece from California, now in New York, Naycee, and Yahaira.
Oh,
I say Arlene because I like the name Arlene, but she always says Yahaira. We want to talk about something really interesting, and that is love.
Right.
But more specifically, your first love.
Yes.
And there's kind of different kind of loves because I have a different situation.
Yes.
But you ladies,
we've had.
Who wants to start?
I think she should because she's the guest.
Yahaira, tell us about your first
love.
My real true love.
My first real true love. Okay.
You don't have to say names or, be specific.
My first real true love.
The situation.
Yes, was with the third girl I had ever dated.
Okay.
And I knew it was like the real kind because I wasn't selfish. I feel like when you love someone, it should be selfless and, you want them to be happy and also yourself. So obviously if someone's not happy with you, like you're not going to keep them there with you, like make them suffer. You're going to let them go. And, like seeing them happy should make you happy as well. And that was the case for me. Like I was with her and she wasn't happy. She just wanted to go home. And I told her, I was like, you know what? I was like, you're not happy here. I was like, just leave. Like, not in a mean way, obviously, but like just go back home, like be with your family. Like, that's fine. Like, I love you so much that I want you to be happy.
Right.
And that's kind of just basically it.
I want to know, I know you had a very powerful experience meeting this person, this girl, and every time she tells it, it just feels like it's so powerful and spiritual. Like you have to tell us that first meeting, because I have a really powerful first meeting also in my experience, so I know about this.
So we had met, and you're just in a crowd with a bunch of people, and you kind of just make your way to someone. Like that's how it was with us. We're in a room with a bunch of other people, and we kind of just found our way together. And we were just vibing, I guess, and we were just talking. And I had never felt so comfortable with someone ever that quick in my life. Like I barely even knew her, and I felt like I was like, wow, like she's such a cool person. I was like, I felt like I could trust her already, and I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't trust very easily, but
yeah, I know.
So it was just different for me, and I was like, wow, like I just felt like there's always just this kind of pull, and like the universe was just allowing us to meet each other and just be there for each other, and especially in that time in my life, it was a really weird place, and I felt like I met her at a good time.
What about the first kiss? You always say that was very powerful.
So the first kiss. It was honestly the best first kiss I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
It was just fireworks. Like I felt like I was traveling through time or something. I don't know. Wow. I felt like I was just in another world. Like it was just the cosmic. I can never explain it. It's
when you can't put it into words.
It was just so intense, and I had never ever felt like that with anyone. So I was like, wow, this girl is really really special.
There was a lot of passion behind it.
Yeah, it was just really intense. I just remember my heart beating so fast.
Wow.
I thought I could just hear it. I thought the whole world could hear it. It was just a crazy.
I mean, that's what I've heard. That when it's true, real love, or just a very spiritual experience, that you cannot put it into words because it's so powerful that it's impossible to use common human words to describe such a spiritual experience, right?
Yeah. It was just I felt like the universe was letting us know that we were supposed to be together, but obviously we didn't work out, but we were brought together still, and it was just not in that way.
Right.
We're still in each other's lives.
Right.
She's my best friend, and I think that's just where we stand. So we connected, and I think
you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Right.
She's my best friend.
That's a great.
Wow.
For me being in love with her to just loving her as a friend.
Right.
And she feels the same. I don't think she was ever in love with me, but she loved me, and then it was just now it's just friendship love.
Right. And I think sometimes when it's someone that you're meant to be spiritually, is just about the love. It doesn't matter if you're together romantically or not. You just have this connection with someone that's more powerful than other connections that you've had, right?
Like the one thing that I remember, like you told me like not a long time ago, but like I think it was like sometime last year, and it's always just stuck with me how like the universe, like if two people's souls are supposed to be together, like the universe like finds a way to like kind of bring them back if it sees them drifting, and like I believe that completely. Like I said, like I happened to like when I was ready to like move on from her in general, like cut her out completely. I like the last thing was a social media thing. Like I unfollowed her from Instagram, and like hours later she texted me like apologizing for everything, and I had told her about it, and then she's like, I never knew you unfollowed me on Instagram. She was, I just had this like urge to like text you to apologize. And then after that, like I responded to her like a few days later, but like ever since then, like we have been talking again.
It's just the energies that always keep coming back.
It's aligned, basically.
What about you, naycee? Tell us your
Well,
love life.
This is hard to say because I think, like, you know, we're on this topic.
What age group were you in when your first
Well, I
love?
think before anything, I think we have to continue this video because your story, right? Yeah. My story is this takes place over 20 years ago when I first moved to LA to New York. And I think it was...
From LA to New York.
From LA to New York. I'm sorry, let me clarify that. And it so happened that, you know, how I met this person was I was hanging out with a girlfriend of mine, and we were going to a bar downtown, and there were these two guys. And, you know, I noticed one of the guys because I felt like, oh, wow, this guy is my type. But what had happened is that the guy that I was into was the one who noticed me, and he got my attention when we were walking down the street, that he went down to the bodega and he bought a single rose and gave it to me.
What?
Yes.
And was that the one you were interested in, or his
No,
friend?
it was the friend. Right.
Wow.
So it caught me off guard because I was like, I was being superficial because I was young, and I was like, I wanted the better looking guy. But the guy that he was with was the one that stood out because he ran to the bodega and he got a rose, and no one had ever done that, and I just like, wow, you know. So he made that impression, he caught my attention, and I guess that was it. And then we started talking, and then I realized that we were clicking, and we ended up talking the whole entire night up until like 6 o'clock in the morning, just walking. Yeah. So to me, I was like, oh my God. So my first love, I will have to say, is definitely the first time that I ever felt love, because this guy, you know, treated me the way that I felt like I should always be treated. And I was always looking for that. And, you know, I meet this great guy. But the only problem with him is that he comes with a lot of baggage, and he's, you know, a street guy. And of course, I always had this thing for attracting bad boys, you know. But, you know, when he was with me, it's like he showed his tender moments. So that's what I was into him. And, you know, he made an effort to spend time with me. And like, for instance, if we had a 1 month anniversary, oh, we got to go out, I'm going to take you to the nicest restaurant or whatever. And no one had ever done that, period. So I was like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to feel this emotions, and I'm saying to myself, oh my God, like, I love being with this guy. I can't, you know, I don't want to be without him. And like, the first time that I felt like a love